I can't see Jackie, but hi Jackie, I know you're on Zoom, so thank you for waiting on us. But here we are. Most of the people that are here today, I just want to say thank you for coming.
Thank you.
And thank you, Jackie, for joining us on Zoom today. So most of you here already know who I am, but I'm just going to go ahead and introduce myself again. So since we are recording, I've been using Young Living essential oils for 4 years. And so I started out using them because I was looking for something, something natural to kind of relax me. And then I realized that, wow, these oils actually do a little bit more than just help me on a physical level, but they also help me emotionally and spiritually. So I became so passionate about the oils that I realized, I've always was interested in Raindrop. And so I learned that there was a Raindrop class. And I thought, oh my gosh, I want to educate and teach everyone about oils, and what a great way to be able to get these oils on people so that they can see the power of the essential oils. So I became certified as a Raindrop specialist. And so I'm also licensed as a spiritual healer. So I am not a massage therapist. So that's why I have to have the license as a spiritual healer, which actually now brings me to what is Raindrop. So because my license as a spiritual healer allows me to anoint oils. So Raindrop Technique is a layering of anointing 9 different therapeutic essential oils on the soles of the feet, spine, and back. And so those oils are Valor, oregano, thyme, basil, wintergreen, marjoram, aroma, seeds, cypress, peppermint, and ortho-ease. And then if we need to, we can also use the V6 in the Raindrop. So actually what basically the oils are doing, because we're talking about Young Living essential oils, so they have healing properties. And so they can actually bring the body back to its natural function, but definitely on a cellular level. So where does Raindrop get its name? So during the portions of the Raindrop, pure essential oils are dropped neat, undiluted on the back along the spine from about the height of 6 inches. So as you can see, and also those of you who may be looking at this video, so where does Raindrop, how was it created? So Raindrop was actually created in the 1980s by D. Gary Young, who is the owner and founder of Young Living Essential Oils. So actually Gary Young worked with the Lakota elder. And in doing so, he incorporated Native American concepts. And one of those concepts is called feather stroking. And we're going to learn about that today. So in addition to the feather stroking, there are other Raindrop methods that we use in Raindrop. So balancing, Vitaflex, finger circles, feathering, thumb Vitaflex, finger straddle, saw maneuver, stretch and rock, and palm slide. And I'm just going to show you like a little bit how I do these techniques. So real quickly, the first thing that we do in Raindrop is that we actually balance the client, right? And we do that with the oil Valor. So what we are doing when we are balancing, we're actually creating an electrical connection with the client. And when we are balancing their shoulders, what we are wanting to feel is like a vibration, or it could be heat, it could be maybe a cool sensation, something, but you have to be able to feel it equally in both hands. So not only do we balance the client at the shoulders, but we also do it on the feet. So a demonstration for that is when the client is facing up, so I'm facing them, their head's at the top, so my right hand has to be touching their right foot, left hand touching their left foot. And then basically I am doing the same thing, balancing their body with valor. And I'm wanting to feel that stimulation or vibration. So that is what we do first in the Raindrop. So Vitaflexing. So let me just play the video and hopefully I can do, I knew that was going to happen. Hold on. Nope, go back. There we go. Okay, so that is Vitaflexing. We're Vitaflexing the feet, and so as you can see, our hands and our feet are a mapping of our body. And basically what we are doing right there is we are Vitaflexing, and we are connecting to the spinal reflex point. And so a little bit about Vitaflex. So Vitaflex was actually coined by Stanley Burroughs. And Vitaflex is really just a specialized form of electrical stimulation. So it involves the pressing and the rolling motion of your finger pads, fingertips, and your nail bed onto the feet, the spine, and your reflex points. And basically what we are doing is we are inducing a current within the body through those control points. And also I want to mention, so when we do Vitaflex, so if you want to kind of hold out your hand and put your hands, so your pads and your nail tip, these are your conductors. And then when you roll over like that, that is your insulator. So you are basically firing a voltage into the skin, into the body. So basically that is Vitaflexing. Okay, so the next one, feather technique. Now I'm going to play the video. So when we do the technique, we actually do that on the back, and we do that with every oil. So with every oil, we're going to feather technique that oil into onto the back. Okay. And finger circles. So I will play that video. So basically with the finger circles, we're making a clockwise circles, pulling down from the spine, allowing for the spine to adjust itself. So it's really like a deep massage using a lot of force. And I will say that in my raindrops that I've done in people, I've actually seen someone's spine move. It is amazing. So yeah, it's really neat. So the next technique is the thumb Vitaflex. So I don't know why, but I like doing the thumb Vitaflex. I don't know if it's the rhythm. So thumb Vitaflex is a higher pressure, higher voltage Vitaflex on either side of the spine. And you're going to Vitaflex all the way up to the base of the skull. And actually people can feel like an electrical shock when they are receiving that technique on their back. Okay, and then the next one we have is the finger straddle saw maneuver. That's like a tongue twister. So basically, you are walking up the spine, even though that video doesn't show it. But so you have to basically feel the rhythm of the person, and then you basically walk up the spine using that technique. And it's very relaxing. The next one is the stretch and rock. So the stretch and rock is basically laying your hands across the spine, and you're stretching the spine, pressing down and then stretching. So that is the stretch and rock. So the thumb Vitaflex, the finger straddle, and the stretch and rock, these are all techniques that you will use after you have feathered in the oil cypress. And then the next technique is the palm slide, the Indian rub. So when I learned how to do this, I thought of Jane Fonda because it's really a lot of movement in with your body, and I just kept, I don't know, I had her in my brain. So I'll do the little video. So basically the Indian rub is you're crossing over the spine. This is the only technique where we go from the top to the bottom, from the bottom to the top. So if you've noticed on all the other techniques, you always start from the lower back and work your way up. But this one you can do as many times, and you don't have to go one particular way. All right, and so the last is the hot compress. So before I actually put the hot compress on the back, the last oil that we use is peppermint. So as we know, peppermint addresses the nervous system and the digestive system. And because peppermint is actually a synergistic oil, it amplifies and it supports and seals in all those other oils that we just used on the body, right? So that's why we use peppermint last. Now, when people have a raindrop, and at this last stage, this is the last part of the raindrop, I tell people that you are going to feel a icy hot sensation, and you're going to feel that for about 10 minutes. And then when that has actually cooled, that's when I will pull the towel out. But a lot of people have a hard time, trying to figure out, well, wait a minute, is it cool? Because it's peppermint and it's the hot compress and it feels tingly, right? So it's kind of hard to tell, but it's very, very relaxing. What I also want to mention is that, so peppermint holds the constituent monoterpenes. So since this is the last oil that we use in the raindrop, so basically we are reprogramming and we are restoring the correct information in the cell's DNA. So that is raindrop. But now that kind of brings me to, okay, now we know the steps, we see what's involved, so really, how does it work, right? So with raindrop, basically, it's doing three things. It is cleansing your receptor sites, it's removing the misinformation in the DNA, and it's reprogramming the DNA with the correct information in cellular memory. And so when we are cleansing our receptor sites, right, we're getting rid of the toxins, but we are also peeling away layers of anger and frustration, guilt, whatever it is that we are holding on to. My producer is telling me to move forward. So anyway, our body is like an onion, right? So we have layers and layers and layers of stuff and that we're holding on to. And it can be emotionally, emotions that we're holding on to, or perhaps maybe it's what we're eating, what we're filling up our bodies with, all that toxic food. So our bodies can become very acidic. So what we need to be able to do is be able to regulate our bodies so that we can be toxic free. And so this is where Raindrop can really help us. So I'm really not a nerd, but so this is a book that I'm going to cite some information from. This is from Dr. Stewart. It's The Chemistry of Oils Made Simple. So I just want to kind of quote some things that he has stated that I want to share. So Dr. Stewart talks about the cleanliness is next to godliness. And he says, seeing how raindrop oils consist predominantly of cleansing compounds, 47% phenols, ketones, and alcohols. So one can understand why raindrop is such a powerful detoxifying technique, cleansing the receptor sites and ridding the body of toxins at all levels, in every organ and in every tissue. He further states that, as your mother may have said to you, when you were a child, cleanliness is next to godliness. And so it is when it comes to achieving and maintaining godly state of health the Lord meant for us all to enjoy. Cleansing the bodily temple at a cellular level, that is what Raindrop does. And so regardless of the PMS proportions in Raindrop, Raindrop works well anyway. And the most important part of our health and wellness is keeping our body inwardly clean. So Raindrop Technique works effectively as a cleanser from the insides of the cells to the body's surface. So I want to just share with you when you receive a raindrop, or perhaps maybe when you give a raindrop, right, that this is what you can see if someone detoxes from a raindrop. So this is me, and I was suffering from some back pain. My husband was really nice and gave me a raindrop. And just want you to know that even though you see redness, it doesn't necessarily mean pain, right? And it just means that you're detoxing, which is what raindrop does. And what I really like is what Dr. Stewart says, right? So detox reactions are the beginning of healing the body full of toxins that would have eventually resulted in a chronic disease. So that's just amazing because we may feel like we're healthy, right? We have all of our limbs, right? We have our legs, our arms, you know, we can breathe, we're walking, we're eating, but maybe we really don't know what's going on the inside of us, right? But when we get a raindrop, our body tells us something else. So anyway, I wanted to share that with you. And lastly, you can grow with a raindrop. So if I had it my way, I'd have a raindrop every day so I can grow. But this little fella, he grew about 1/2 inch. I don't know if you can see, there's little lines up there. So I do measure you before and after your raindrop, okay? So what are some benefits of a raindrop? So you can feel relaxed. Obviously, we know it's going to cleanse you, so you're going to be able to detox your body. It's great for your lymphatic system. It can actually boost your immune system. And I also want to talk about what's the difference between a massage and a raindrop. So we all probably have had a massage before, so we know it's very relaxing. It's going to relieve some muscle spasm. But in a regular massage, they use oils, but we don't know what kind of oils. But we do know that the oils that we use in raindrop, they actually have healing properties. So in the raindrop, the oils are going to address every organ and every tissue, and it's going to reach every cell in your body so that your body can heal. So that is the difference between a raindrop and a massage. And we've all probably been to a chiropractor and a massage. So where does the raindrop fit in? So what I want to mention is that if you go to a chiropractor, it is best to get your raindrop after your chiropractic treatment because the chiropractor is going to externally manipulate the spine into alignment, and we'll do it at a level of cellular memory. And the raindrop is going to address the cellular memory with the essential oils, but it's going to correct the problem at the root level, though. And so that's why it's best to do the raindrop before your chiropractic treatment. And of course, the massage therapy, you want to have your raindrop before you go because one of the things I tell people when they get their raindrop is take a shower that day, the day of your raindrop, because you want to try and hold off taking a shower. I know that sounds kind of gross, but you want to hold off on taking a shower because those oils are going to marinate in your body for a good week. And so that would be a perfect time for you after your raindrop to get the massage because now those oils are going to help decrease the muscle spasm during and after your massage. So that is how raindrop will fit into your health regimen. And that is it, you guys. So thank you. And I also just want to mention that I am getting my teaching certification to teach raindrop. So I will be looking for students. I need at least 3 students as a prerequisite to getting my certification. So if you guys know anyone that wants to learn raindrop, now that class will not, you won't have credit towards getting your certification, but you will learn both raindrop and some Vitaflex. It will be a 2-day event. So just want to let you know I will be doing that after the new year, so maybe February or March. So if you know anyone, just have them reach out to me. So thank you. So that's it. That's all I have.
That's really good.
Thank you.
Now, the techniques that you showed us, all the different techniques, you're feathering in each and every oil. Cypress is the last one before peppermint, is that right?
Mm-hmm.
And then so after the cypress is when you're doing all the other types of
Right. So
techniques.
it's so cypress. So this is So when we start working on the back,
Yeah.
we don't actually use Valor. We use oregano through peppermint.
Okay.
So after cypress, then we go back,
Mhm.
and then we kind of like balance the body again, and we do Valor, feather that in,
Okay.
and then we do the peppermint last. Mhm.
Okay. So you're not doing all those different hand techniques after every single
No, we're
oil.
only doing the thumb Vitaflex, the finger straddle, whatever, and the stretch and rock during after cypress has been
Okay.
applied. Because what we're doing there is we're working the lymphatic system.
Ah,
Mhm.
okay.
Yeah, we're working the lymphatic
Very
system.
cool.
Yeah, yeah. Any other questions or no?
Mm-mm. Well,
Okay.
last night I have a cat who's dealing with long-term congestion.
Mhm.
Can't figure out what's going on. The only answer my vet has is to give her steroids, and steroids can trigger diabetes in a cat.
Mhm.
So I was reading last night in that new book that we got. They actually have a paragraph on doing kitty raindrop.
Mhm.
And so, yeah, and so I decided I might as well try that. And they recommend putting all the oils into a carrier oil, very dilute,
Mhm.
and applying it to the spine, and then just basically petting her from the tail up to her neck. And she actually took the whole thing today. And you use the Valor to ground her on her shoulders and on her hips before you
Mhm.
start. Then do the raindrop technique,
Mhm.
and then do the Valor again on both her shoulders and her hips. And she took it.
Yeah. Bo has had a raindrop. Put him on the table before, and he
really-
loves it.
Yeah, I would say the Essential Oil Symposium had a demonstration of dog raindrop.
Really?
Mhm.
She does
Mhm.
it for horses, and she did a demo of it on a dog. Yeah,
Mhm.
I didn't get to watch it, but I saw that it was there.
Cool.
Yeah. Well, thank you guys.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And I think we're done, darling.